the Awakening Signal Deep Space Monitoring Station Epsilon 7. The quantum resonance detector began its familiar hum at exactly 0347 Galactic Standard Time. Cathvar adjusted his scaled hide against the cold metal of his workstation chair and prepared for another routine shift monitoring the dead sectors of space. For 2 centuries, Sector 7739 Delta had been classified as a graveyard zone. Nothing lived there anymore. Nothing could live there anymore. The third planet from the local star had once housed a species called humans. According to galactic records, they had possessed primitive fusion technology and barely functional faster-than-light communication when the solar storms began. The star's magnetic field had shifted catastrophically, sending waves of deadly radiation across the entire system. Every monitoring station had confirmed the same thing: complete sterilization of all planetary surfaces. That was 200 years ago. The Galactic Federation had marked the system as hazardous and forbidden travel. There, occasionally, deep space scavengers would brave the radiation to search for salvageable technology, but they never found anything worth the risk. The humans were gone, their civilization wiped clean by cosmic forces beyond their control. Cathvar sipped his morning stimulant and began his daily sensor sweep of the monitoring zone. His reptilian eyes tracked across multiple displays, showing energy signatures, gravitational anomalies, and communication frequencies. Everything appeared normal until the quantum detector suddenly spiked. The reading was impossible. Pure energy. Signatures were emanating from the third planet in the dead system. Not just any energy signatures, but organized patterns that suggested advanced technology. Cathvar's scaled hands moved quickly across his controls, double-checking every system. The readings remained consistent. He activated the emergency communication channel to Central Command. Within minutes, his supervisor's concerned face appeared on the main screen. Cathvar, your report mentions energy readings from Sector 7739 Delta. Please confirm this is not a system malfunction. All diagnostics show normal function, Commander. The energy patterns are definitely artificial. Someone or something is active on the third planet. A silence that followed lasted nearly a full minute. Finally, his supervisor spoke again, his voice carefully controlled. Seal this information under Classification Omega. I'm forwarding your data to the Federation Council immediately. Continue monitoring, but make no attempt at communication. Galactic Federation Council Chamber, Central Station Ambassador Valtar reviewed the impossible data for the third time. Around the circular chamber, representatives from 17 different species murmured among themselves in a dozen languages. The emergency session had been called within hours of receiving the report from Monitoring Station Epsilon 7. The evidence is undeniable, announced the Council's chief science advisor, a crystalline being whose voice resonated through harmonic frequencies. Advanced technological activity has resumed on the planet humans called Earth. General Thokmar, the military representative of the warrior caste, slammed his armored fist on the speaking podium. Impossible. The radiation levels in that system would kill any known biological form within hours. Our own probe ships require maximum shielding just to enter the outer regions. Perhaps, suggested Council Member Yulsef, another species has colonized the dead world. The humans are gone, but someone else might have found use for the planet. Ambassador Valtar considered this possibility. In 2 centuries of galactic expansion, dozens of species had been encountered with various levels of technology and aggression, but none had shown the capability to survive in such a hostile environment. What exactly are we detecting? He asked. The science advisor. Massive energy generation on a scale that exceeds anything in our current databases. The patterns suggest not just survival, but significant technological advancement. Whoever is on that planet has energy capabilities that surpass our most advanced civilizations. The chamber fell silent. In the 200 years since humanity's apparent extinction, the galaxy had seen its share of conflicts and technological progress. The Saurian Republic had developed quantum communication networks. The Crystalline Collective had mastered matter-energy conversion. The machine intelligence known as the Nexus had created artificial consciousness, indistinguishable from biological thought. But the energy readings from Earth suggested something beyond all of these achievements. Hidden location: Earth's moon commander. Zara Chun stood in the observation deck of Lunar Base Alpha and watched Earth turn slowly beneath them. From this distance, the planet looked exactly as it had 2 centuries ago when humanity had made the most difficult decision in their history. Blue oceans, white clouds, and green continents showed no sign of the advanced civilization that now thrived on the surface. "The signal has been detected," reported Dr. Elena Vasquez from the Communication Center. 3 different monitoring stations have confirmed the energy signature. The aliens know something is happening. Zara nodded. After 200 years of careful preparation, the moment had finally arrived. She activated her personal communicator and sent a coded message to Central Command on the planet below. "Phase 1 is complete. The galaxy is aware of our presence." The response came immediately from Admiral Sarah Kim, commander of Earth's Hidden Defensive Fleet. "Understood. Begin. Phase 2. It's time to show them what we've learned." Zara had been born during the early years of the isolation period. Her parents had been part of the generation that remembered the old Earth, when humanity had been struggling to develop faster-than-light travel and had been completely unaware of the greater galactic community. She had grown up knowing that her species was surrounded by advanced civilizations that could destroy them without effort, but she had also grown up knowing that humanity had a plan. Asterisk, Earth's history. 200 years earlier, the decision to isolate Earth had not been made lightly. When humanity's first deep space probe had detected the signals from the galactic community, the response had been immediate panic, followed by careful analysis. The galaxy was full of species with technology centuries ahead of human development. Some were peaceful traders, others were aggressive conquerors, but all possessed capabilities that made humanity look like primitive children. Dr. Elena Vasquez's great-great-grandmother had been among the scientists who proposed the isolation protocol. Instead of announcing humanity's presence and potentially inviting invasion or unwanted attention, Earth would go silent. They would use their star's natural radiation patterns to hide their activities while secretly observing. And learning about their galactic neighbors. The plan required incredible sacrifice. All external communications would cease. Space exploration would be limited to the solar system. Most importantly, humanity would have to appear completely dead to outside observation. While actually advancing their civilization at an unprecedented rate, the solar radiation provided perfect cover. Any alien species monitoring the system would see exactly what they expected: a dead world bathed in deadly radiation. Meanwhile, humanity developed shielding technology that not only protected them, but allowed them to thrive in conditions that would kill most other species. For 2 centuries, Earth had been learning. Every alien communication, every technological advancement, every political conflict in the galaxy had been monitored and analyzed. Humanity had identified the strengths and weaknesses of every major species. They had studied alien technology and developed improvements. Most importantly, they had discovered something that terrified them: the Discovery Deep Space. Monitoring stations throughout the galaxy had detected an anomaly approaching from intergalactic space. The alien governments had classified the information and begun secret preparations, but their efforts were scattered and uncoordinated. Each species was developing its own response to the threat, often in competition with their neighbors. Humanity had realized that the galaxy was not prepared for What was coming? The approaching entities showed technology that made even the most advanced alien civilizations look primitive. If the galaxy was going to survive, it would need unity and coordination that seemed impossible given the current political structure. That realization had extended Earth's isolation period. Instead of simply catching up to galactic technology, humanity had dedicated itself to surpassing it. They had to become advanced enough to unite the galaxy and lead the defense against the approaching threat. Present day, Galactic Federation Response Ambassador Veltar authorized the formation of an investigation fleet. 3 ships from different species would approach the system and attempt to determine what was happening on Earth. The mission would be peaceful, but prepared for any possibility. The fleet consisted of the Saurian research vessel Seeker of Truth, the crystalline exploration ship Harmony of Light, and the mechanized probe platform Logic Prime from the Nexus Collective. Each ship represented the best technology their respective civilizations could provide. As the investigation fleet prepared to depart, none of the alien species realized they were about to encounter something that would change the balance of power in the galaxy forever. Asterisk. On Earth, Admiral Sarah Kim received confirmation that the alien fleet was approaching. She activated communication channels that had been dormant for 2 centuries and began issuing orders to defensive installations that the galaxy didn't know existed. The time for hiding was over. Humanity was ready to reveal what they had accomplished during their long silence. But first, they would demonstrate that Earth's apparent death had been the greatest deception in galactic history. The approaching fleet would find a world that had not merely survived the radiation that was supposed to have killed them. They would find a civilization that had used that radiation to power technologies beyond anything the galaxy had ever seen. The silent years were ending. Humanity's true return to galactic affairs was about to begin. Asterisk. The price of isolation edge of the Sol system. 3 days later, Captain Zhelkov of the Seeker of Truth studied the sensor readings with growing confusion. His ship, along with the 2 other vessels in the investigation fleet, had been monitoring the system for 72 hours without detecting any signs of the catastrophic radiation that was supposed to make this region of space uninhabitable. Tactical Officer Render, what are our radiation levels? The younger Saurian checked his instruments and frowned. Captain, background radiation is at normal levels for deep space. There are no signs of the solar storm activity that supposedly sterilized this system. From the communication channel came the voice of Logic Prime, the artificial intelligence controlling the Nexus probe ship. Correlation of data suggests significant discrepancy between historical records and current conditions. Hypothesis. Environmental threat was either temporary or inaccurately reported. Captain Moran of the crystalline vessel Harmony of Light added her harmonious tones to the discussion. My people's records confirm the original reports of deadly radiation. If those conditions no longer exist, we must consider the possibility that they were artificially created. Zhelkov felt a chill run down his scaled spine. Are you suggesting that the humans somehow faked their own extinction? The evidence supports this conclusion, Logic Prime responded with mechanical certainty. Current energy readings from the 3rd planet indicate not only survival, but technological advancement beyond recorded galactic standards. Earth's surface. Global Command Center Admiral Sarah Kim stood before a wall of displays showing the positions of the 3 alien ships at the edge of the solar system. Around her, dozens of technicians monitored communications, tracked energy signatures, and prepared for humanity's first official contact with galactic civilization in 2 centuries. Status report, she ordered. The investigation fleet has detected the absence of radiation barriers, reported Communications Director Hayes. They suspect deception, but have not yet determined the full scope of our activities. Admiral Kim nodded. The plan had always accounted for this possibility. Eventually, Someone would investigate the system thoroughly enough to realize that the deadly conditions were gone. The question was how much to reveal and how quickly. Initiate contact protocol. 7, she commanded. It's time to show them what we've accomplished. The revelation, as the alien ships moved deeper into the solar system, their sensors began detecting impossible structures. Massive installations floated in space between planets, connected by streams of energy that seemed to bend the laws of physics. The asteroid belt had been completely transformed into a network of mining and manufacturing facilities. Most shocking of all, the radiation from the sun was being collected and channeled through technology that defied understanding. "This is impossible," Captain Jelkoth whispered as his ship's sensors mapped the incredible constructions surrounding them. No species in the galactic database possesses this level of technological sophistication. Logic Prime's mechanical voice carried what might have been awe in a biological being. Energy manipulation on this scale requires understanding of fundamental forces that exceed current galactic knowledge by several centuries of development. Captain Moran's crystalline form resonated with harmonic frequencies that indicated deep concern. If humans have achieved this level of advancement while remaining hidden, what else have they been capable of during their isolation? The answer came as Earth's defensive systems activated. The 3 alien ships found themselves surrounded by vessels that seemed to materialize from empty space. These ships were sleek, elegant, and clearly designed with technology that made the investigation fleet look like primitive toys. A communication channel opened, and a human voice spoke in perfect galactic standard. "Welcome to the Sol System. I am Captain Marcus Webb of the Earth Defense Force. Please identify yourselves and state your purpose." Captain Jelkoth struggled to find his voice. "This is Captain Jelkoth of the Galactic Federation Investigation Fleet. We are here to determine the source of energy readings detected from this system." "Understood. You are requesting information about our technological activities. Before we proceed, I must ask whether your fleet comes in peace or represents potential threat to Earth's security." The question hung in space for several long moments. All 3 alien captains realized simultaneously that their advanced investigation fleet was completely surrounded and outgunned by technology they couldn't understand. "We come in peace," Jelkoth finally replied. "The Galactic Federation seeks only to understand what has happened in this system." Earth's history revealed Captain Webb's ship moved closer to the alien fleet, allowing them to see its construction in detail. The vessel was beautiful in its simplicity, clearly designed by beings who had mastered the fundamental forces of the universe, rather than simply building bigger and more complex machines. 200 years ago, Webb began, humanity detected signals from your galactic community. Our analysis concluded that announcing our presence would result in either conquest or unwanted interference in our development. We chose a different path. Holographic displays activated around the alien ships, showing Earth's history during the isolation period. The images revealed the incredible scope of human achievement. While the galaxy had been focused on political conflicts and territorial expansion, humanity had dedicated itself to pure scientific advancement. They had developed fusion technology that surpassed anything in the galactic database. Their understanding of quantum mechanics allowed them to manipulate matter and energy in ways that seemed like magic to other species. Most importantly, they had created a unified global government that had eliminated internal conflict and focused all human resources on advancement and preparation. Preparation for what? Captain Moran asked, her harmonious voice carrying undertones of fear. The answer came from Admiral Kim herself, her image appearing as a hologram in the center of the alien fleet. For the threat approaching from intergalactic space. Your governments know about it, but they're preparing separately and competitively. The entities approaching this galaxy possess technology that makes even our achievements look primitive. The galaxy will not survive unless all species work together under unified leadership. The demonstration to prove their point, Earth's defense. Fleet demonstrated capabilities that left the alien investigators speechless. Human ships phased in and out of normal space, moving through dimensions that other species hadn't even discovered existed. They manipulated gravity fields to create artificial planets and destroyed them with weapons that converted matter directly into energy. Most impressive of all, they showed their ability to communicate instantly across interstellar distances without using any technology the aliens could detect. The human fleet was connected by quantum consciousness networks that allowed perfect coordination and shared knowledge. "How long have you been watching us?" Logic Prime asked with mechanical precision. "Since the beginning," Admiral Kim replied. "We have monitored every major political development, every technological advancement, and every military conflict in the galaxy for 2 centuries. We know your strengths, your weaknesses, and your potential. More importantly, we know that your current trajectory will result in extinction when the intergalactic entities arrive." The Choice Captain Webb transmitted detailed information about the approaching threat to all 3 ships simultaneously. The data included trajectory analysis, energy signatures, and preliminary tactical assessments that revealed the terrifying scope of what was coming. "Your species have been preparing for war with each other," Webb explained. "The entities approaching from beyond the galaxy treat entire civilizations as resources to be consumed. Your combined military might would be insufficient to resist them for more than a few days." Admiral Kim's image expanded to address all 3 ships directly. "Humanity offers an alliance. We will share our technology and our knowledge, but the galaxy must accept unified command structure and coordinated defense planning. The old political divisions and territorial conflicts must end." The alien captains found themselves facing an impossible choice: accept human leadership and abandon the independence their species had maintained for millennia, or face certain extinction when the intergalactic threat arrived. "What guarantee do we have?" Captain Zhelkov asked carefully. "That humanity will not use this crisis to establish permanent dominance over the galaxy?" Admiral Kim's response was immediate and decisive. "Because we could have established that dominance at any time during the past 2 centuries. We have been capable of conquering the entire galaxy since before your grandparents were born. We chose not to because conquest was never our goal. Survival is our goal, and that requires cooperation, not domination." The new alliance, the investigation. Fleet returned to the Galactic Federation with news that changed everything. The emergency session called to discuss their report became the foundation of the new Galactic Alliance, with Earth as the coordinating center for unified defense planning. Species that had been enemies for centuries found themselves working together under human guidance. The technology sharing began immediately, with human innovations revolutionizing everything from faster-than-light travel to energy generation. But more importantly, the galaxy began preparing for a threat that would have destroyed them individually. Commander Zara Chun, who had spent decades observing alien civilizations from hidden positions, became humanity's chief diplomatic liaison. Her knowledge of galactic politics proved invaluable in negotiating the delicate alliances necessary for unified defense. The price of Earth's isolation had been enormous. An entire species had sacrificed 2 centuries of normal development and galactic interaction for the chance to save everyone when the time came. But as the combined fleets of the new Galactic Alliance began taking shape under human coordination, it became clear that the sacrifice had been worth it. Humanity had returned to galactic affairs not as conquerors or supplicants, but as the leaders the galaxy needed to survive what was coming. The silent years were over, but the real test of human foresight and preparation was just beginning. The entities from beyond the galaxy were still approaching, And even with humanity's advanced technology and unified galactic cooperation, the coming conflict would determine whether intelligence itself would survive in this corner of the universe. Asterisk.